What's up, guys? Good morning, everyone. Man, it's cold here in Texas this morning. Whew. So I'm kind of frustrated. I didn't realize MICT had earnings until this weekend, and so I bought into it. Really, I noticed it Monday, but I completely forgot about it when I jumped in, and so I didn't realize this one had earnings. I don't like buying a stock before earnings, it's just kind of a gamble. But the earnings were good, actually. It had increased revenue. I read the news report in the press release this morning about its third quarter earnings, and it's actually going down from good results, from good earning report. And so hopefully it will spring back up and push and maybe run a little bit at the open. I'm not sure why it's down. I tried to look over the report to see exactly why this one actually went down from good news, but you can never really tell. There may be something slightly negative in that news release, and so everybody's kind of hatching onto that. But hopefully it'll push back up. I'm not down that much at all. I think I got in this one. I'll have to check, but I got in this one pretty early, and I think my entry is about 119. I think is my entry, so I'm only down 4 cents. And so a very small loss so far. Hopefully it rebounds and I can end it with the profit this morning, though. Yeah, DCIX. Where is it? Yeah, DCIX up to $11.30. I have this one on my other screen. And so this one's interesting. Who knows what it's going to do, though. But yeah, I'm watching MICT, obviously, since I'm holding this one. EBIO, CLSN, EKSO, DGLY, DCIX, ITUS, SPWH, XNET, ZIOP. We got a few watchers. I'm going to go ahead and add this watch list to the chat, so just give me a second. I'll add it. A little bit bigger watch list this morning just because so much stuff's moving. Good morning, Grant. Alright, guys, here's my watch list. But yeah, hopefully MICT makes another run. I mean, it had good results and good news. And so, not sure why it dropped. I mean, it dropped about 10 cents, so it's not a huge drop, but we'll see what it does. Hopefully, it can push back up. I think I'm holding 50, maybe 60 shares in Robinhood, so a very small share size, but the earnings were good, and so hopefully it will spring back up during the open. I may hold on to it. If it shows any weakness whatsoever, though, I'm just going to get out of there for a very small loss, so. I'm also holding CVRS. Let's see. Yeah, this one didn't really go anywhere. It finished really strong. I don't necessarily think CVRS was a bad swing overnight hold idea. They're not always going to work, but I like this big push. It made over $1, and so I'll watch it to see if it runs at all in the rest of pre-market. But it doesn't look like it's going to move that much. You can see CLSN's kind of slowly creeping back up. Gonna watch it over this 228 high of the high of pre-market. I'm watching EKSO at 264. See if it can hold over that $0.50 area. I'm watching this one over these two resistance points here. DCIX is pushing up with some volume though. It's up to $11.20. A lot of volume so far in after hours. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, I don't know if I like the daily chart on DCIX. We'll see what it does, you know. But yeah, so MICT is down to 115. Who knows why it dropped? Earnings were technically good. It found some support at this level at 107. Also kind of like DGLY here. It's up to 315. Gonna watch it over this 340 area. Also watching SPWH. It's at 469 now. Not moving a ton, but watching it over this 475 level. ITUS broke over 3, but then gave it back up, and so it's down under 3 at 296 now. Gonna watch it over 3 and over this 320 level. We got XNET again, former runner, up to 1628. This one's had a crazy few weeks. What's up, Team Blue? My weekend was pretty good, man. We found out on Friday we had to bring my 3-year-old up to the emergency clinic. Nothing was that wrong with him, but we had to get him an x-ray done because we brought him to his regular physician. And they said they wanted to give him an x-ray. We found out he has a viral form of RSV. And so that's kind of scary. So he's actually home from school again today. I think it's on the tail end of it, but we got to watch him nevertheless. We've been giving him his inhaler and giving him decongestants. But yeah, we'll see if XNET can make a run again. Anybody have any idea why MICT washed out at that news release? Revenue was up. I mean, it's back up to 122. It's starting to run a little bit here. So I think it's just shorts trying to keep MICT down. There we go, up to 124. That's always nice to see. Get a back green on this trade if it can hold over this 119 level. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it, man. EGLT. Yeah, EGLT's at 109. I do like this chart. Held firmly support at $1. And so I do like that. I'm going to watch this one for sure, probably. I have ZIOP on my other chart, but I might replace it with EGLT just because it gave up all of this big gain it made, so it's not, you know, I don't like it as much. I think MICT's earnings already came out. Joe. I think they came out at 8 a.m. this morning, 9 a.m. this morning. Oh, maybe it is 9 a.m. So I guess that's good news that it pushed up. Honestly, I didn't mean to get in MICT before the earnings call. I don't like doing that. That's usually just a gamble, getting in before earnings. I mean, you can try to predict what the earnings will be, but it's still a very risky gamble, and I didn't mean to actually get in MICT. I just bought it for the chart, but if earnings are good, it might make me a little bit of money, but I didn't actually mean to get in this one before the earnings. I don't like playing earnings. I don't like trying to predict what the earnings report will say just because it's a little bit risky. You don't know. You don't ever know if it's going to wash out in a huge way. It's just a gamble, you know. It's a coin flip, so I don't really like it. But we'll see what this one does with me today. I used a really small share size, so I'm relatively protected, but we'll see what happens. Back down to 120. My entry with MICT I think is at 119. I'll probably give this one a little bit of time, especially if earnings were good and it dropped. I'm watching it over this 130. EKSO sitting above that $0.50 at 250, sitting at 254. CLSN, not my favorite one. I'll probably replace this chart with DGLT. Although there is a little bit of a channel forming here before I switch off. You gotta see this channel forming here. So I'm gonna watch it over 220, in between 210 and 220. Watching DGLY here, it's right at $3 now. Alright, so I'm watching EKSO. EBIO dropped a little bit. I was going to see if this one can make a possible run this morning. Yeah, a lot of people's theory on MICT is that this is shorts trying to keep it down even though revenue was up after the results. And so if the shorts get squeezed out, maybe if it breaks over 130 is going to be an obvious stop loss for many shorts. if they get squeezed out, that it could push up big, but who knows, you know. Short's probably trying to keep this thing down, even though the earnings were good. So we'll see. I may hold it a little bit longer, see if it gives it the chance to run. So DCIX is coming down some here. It's down to 1063, down from about $12, just under $12 at $11.95. I was also watching ITUS here. It was over 3 for a little while, but it came back down. It's at 299 so now, so going to keep an eye on it. SPWH is another one, but this one's not moving that much in after hours or pre-market, so we'll see. Somebody brought up EGLT. Going to be watching this one since it's over $1 and it looks to be holding firm support at $1 right here. So going to watch it over there, see if it holds. XNET, former runner. That's 1634 now. All right, so MICT back up to 118. Alright, so MICT back up to 119. I wanted to break this 130 area to see if these shorts that are trying to keep it down, even though the earnings were good, will start to get squeezed out of it, and see if it has a lot more momentum when it breaks. So going to be watching that 130 area. I'm right at break even now if it stays at 119, but hopefully it continues. There we go at 121. LEDS. I mean, this one's just not moving that much. The volume's not really, I mean, it has a little bit of volume, but it's just not moving as much as I would want it to really be a big momentum push. It gapped up, it looks like, a little bit. It ran nice on Wednesday of last week, but the last 2 days have been either break even or down. And so, I mean, it may need a bounce here. It could possibly bounce, but it needs some more volume for sure. I'm watching it over this $6 area, to see. Check out the daily. The daily's not bad for a daily flag pattern if it pushes up today. It could always bounce nicely today. So, yeah, it doesn't look too bad. We'll just see if it can bounce. See if I can find anything else moving. Alright, so let's see. There is CLIR starting to push. Not ESEA. ARAY maybe is gapping up some. CLIR up to 310. Keep an eye on that area. CZZ's gapping up some. Looks like maybe a buyout or a merger possibly is what the chart looks like. ZIOP had a big gap up to 529, came all the way back down to 488. CLSN's forming that channel. EBIO is at 73 cents. We'll see if it can kind of rebound here. See if I can find anything else. But yeah, MICT had an earnings release. They increased their earnings by 23%. So a big gain on MICT. I'm not sure why it's not moving like it should. But this is why you never trade earnings because, I mean, you can trade the outcome of the earnings, but you never get in before an earnings release. This was actually a mistake I made. I shouldn't have gotten in this one. Just because it's kind of a gamble. It's a coin flip on whether you're actually going to come out ahead or take a big loss on earnings releases if you try to get in before. As a good example in this case, even if the earnings are great, like a 23% increase, you still never know what it's going to do, especially with these cheap stocks. Shorts are trying to manipulate it. They don't want to take that big loss from earnings. They probably thought earnings were going to be bad, and so maybe they started shorting it, and so now they're just adding on, trying to start a squeeze or make it drop. But I'm checking it out on StockTwits. Everybody's trying to hype this thing up. It's so self-evident, though. Everybody's talking about how high it's going to go and everything. They're just trying to pump this thing up. I mean, earnings were good, but I think that's funny. All right, so DCIX sitting at 11.13, kind of rebounding here a little bit with some volume. Trying to make it over 11. And okay. Yeah, in okay, it looks like a little bit higher of a float. Just because you can see how it moved. I'm going to check to see if I can find the float on this one. It is pushing up though. Let's see. Yeah, MICT dropping down to 111. Who knows why it's dropping like this if earnings were so good. You know, it could drop like this, like even if there's just one little thing in the earnings release that people didn't like, you know. Yeah, NOK is a super high floater. It's got 5,839,000,000 shares. So big float. I doubt it will move that much, but I mean it's gapping up nicely, but the float's just so big on this thing. At over 5 billion, almost 6 billion. RGSE, Bobby. Alright, let's check out RGSE. Yeah, I mean, it went all the way up to 211 and then gave all of it back, which is usually not a pattern I like. I wanted to at least hold half of the push it made, like at least half of the gains, and this one, it just didn't hold. No problem, Steven. ACST, Antoine. I do like ACST. Good call. I like this one. I'll probably keep this one on my screen. See if it holds. It looks to be popping over 2 and holding nicely, so we'll see. Man, there's a battle going on with MICT. Shorts are trying to keep it down. But here's the thing, if earnings were good, even if it drops now, I mean, eventually I think it will probably rebound. And so I may hold on to this one a little bit longer. I mean, unless it drops like drastically under like $1, you know, or under 90 cents or $1, I may just hold on to this one just because the earnings were good. Unless it just starts to tank hard, you know, I may hold on to it, see if it can run. But yeah, I do like ACST here. It's a really obvious flag pattern forming in pre-market or after hours. It's up to 219 now. Watch it get over that 229 high. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, Bobby, I don't want to discourage you from possibly getting into anything, this is just my opinion on everything. Usually, like if a stock pushes up like this and then washes all the way out, I mean, it could bounce, but it usually won't have that big momentum. Like my favorite plays are the 1 minute pullback and then the pre-market high break. So those are my two favorite setups that I trade. And this one doesn't give me the opportunity for the pre-market high break, and it just gave up this big push. It was really strong in after hours, it looks like, but in pre-market, it just gave all of that back and came all the way back down to where it broke out at. And so it's basically even on the day. And I mean, it could still run, but it's just not my favorite setup whenever a stock does that. I want to see it at least hold half of the big push it made, and this one didn't hold any of it. So. All right, so yeah, ACST. I really need to get a broker where I can trade in after hours and pre-market. Like I have Robinhood now, but it's just not cutting it for me. Yeah, I know I made that video the other day, but one of the ones I called out in my Power Hour stream this week was RLOG. And you can see here, this thing pushed up huge after I called it out. I bought it down here at like 75 cents. And so I would have been up a full 30%. And I wish I just could have sold in after hours or pre-market. I just couldn't. I couldn't get out until the next morning. I ended at a very small profit, but at one point I was up 30%, and so it bummed me out. And plays like this, like really obvious flag patterns, I'd really like to get into some of these, And so I got to work on maybe getting a broker so I can trade those. EBIO down to 72 cents. EKSO is sitting right at that 250 area. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes. Honestly, my favorite one right now is probably ACST. Really nice flag pattern forming, bounced right off of 150, started pushing up, broke $2. It came down and held $2 at support, and now it's pushing up more. I mean, it may be a little bit overextended by the time the open happens, but really clean chart right now. Checking these to make sure I can actually trade them on Ustock. But yeah, really obvious flag pattern here in pre-market. Up to 264 now, so a big push on ACST. Back down to 250. So it is up about 100% right now. Closed yesterday at 127. Right around 100% right now. They say a lot of stuff's washing out this morning. The SPY's rebounding. S&P. Let's see, Friday was a down day, it looks like, for the S&P. Uh-oh, I hope my internet's not messing up. Alright, we got 2 minutes before the open. TEVA. Yeah, TEVA is a former runner. I remember this one. If I could get a chart to pull up on my screen, I'm not sure what's going on with this. There it goes. Wow, this one's down a decent amount. Starting to come back though. Alright guys, we got 1 minute. Alright, we got 8 seconds, guys. Alright, here we go. Huge drop on EKSO, crazy drop. Alright, so ACST. There it is. Look at this EKSO drop though. That's a crazy drop. Yeah, MICT. Who knows, man? It had good revenue, but this is why you never kind of trade off of earnings releases. If it drops below $1, I'll get out. All right, so there goes ACST. My computer's running really slow, guys. I don't like this. Wow. Who knows what's going on with my computer? Okay, I guess I'm in ACST. And it's limited liquidity. Great. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of MICT here. All right, so ACST up to 320s. Down to 275. What a ridiculous move on EKSO though, guys. Look at this move. Down to $2 even. Breaks off of it. Yeah, it's laggy for me too, Andre. Alright, so DCIX, guys. Check out DCIX here. Up to 1172. Crazy push. ACST trying to break 3 again. DCIX, guys, all the way up to 1226. Big run. ACST, 1 minute pullback set up here. I'm holding it through it. Gonna see if it can keep going, break that previous high and hold over $3. It's trying here, but this is why I only use 15 shares, just because you never know. Still kind of keeping an eye on DGLY here for a possible flag. Yeah, it looks like it was a good idea to get out of MICT. That's why you never trade earnings plays, just because even if earnings are good, shorts are going to try to keep this thing down. Yeah, ITUS is pushing, guys. Check out ITUS here. Up to 305 now. 306. Yeah, U-Stock's being really laggy for me. What is going on again today? I thought it was my computer, but it looks like it's not. Wow. Well, got out for a small loss of 350 on ACST. But this is kind of ridiculous. I'm a little nervous to trade when U-Stock is like this. Everything's really slow. Kind of sketchy. Hopefully Ustock will fix this now. I know they covered people the last time it had that glitch. It covered people and they refunded people's money. And so I could have gotten out ACST for a bigger gain here, but Ustock was being weird. So maybe they'll refund me my $5. We'll see. EKSO. Kind of a scary day in the market though, guys. EKSO here though. I don't like that 50-cent drop it had in a few seconds. Yeah, Ustock's being really laggy. EKSO here up pushing over 250. Washout long setup. MARA trying to push. XNET running. TOUR. MARA. Man, what is going on with Ustock this morning? Anybody else having problems? Yeah, that's what it seems like, long rifle. Being very weird this far. I mean, I have a few day trades on Robinhood. I guess I can get into those, but Ustock is not doing what I want it to at all. I'm watching MARA here. Just gonna trade Robinhood. I have a little bit of money to get into some small positions. Yep, me too, guys. Super frustrating. I don't want to log out and log back in because then it may not let me back in, as we've seen in the past. Alright, so I'm watching. Oh, there goes connection error. It forced me out. Man, they need to get this fixed. And it happens right at the open every morning too. Every time it does it. EKSO looks really good up to 265. Nope, not working for me. Man. EKSO up to 273. Well, that's what Ustock's showing me right now. Just gonna trade via Robinhood, I guess. EKSO, big run, guys, up to 280. MARA up to 164, 165. Try to get this working. Alright guys, so it's finally letting me back in Ustock. I think it's trying to, at least. Alright, so EKSO guys. Alright, so EKSO is at 283. Back down to 281. Alright, so Ustock's trying to work. LEDS. Yeah, LEDS had a really big push. Okay, so my CVRS trade is actually working. I forgot I was in this one. Alright, so this is my CVRS trade from Friday in Power Hour stream. So we'll see what CVRS does here. So I'm actually in MICT still. I couldn't exit from because my internet's going out, which I guess is a good thing because it's up to $1.09. EBLV. Yeah, EBLV's up to 142. XNET guys, if you like the more expensive ones, XNET's pushing up pretty big. EKSO is trying to run after that really big push it made. There we go. I think Ustock's kind of starting to work. Yeah, Ustock's working now, finally. A little nervous about getting in anything when it's acting like this, though. Alright, so I just got stopped out of CVRS for a break even. XNET testing 18 now. OPHC. Yeah, OPHC had a really big push. It's at $6 now, $6.25. This one looks like it's going to get halted. Finally, Ustock's back. AVEO kind of slow grind up here. OPHC though, crazy move up to 677. It's going to get halted for sure. I mean, I don't know if it's for sure, but in my opinion, it looks like it's probably going to get halted. It's at 7 now. SNMX. UTSI. UTSI slow grind up trying to get 4. OPHC over 7 now. Watching it over the 735 high of the other day. USTI. UTSI at $4. All right, so I'm in UTSI with 30 shares. It's up to 412. Nice push. 415. I'm a little bit nervous about all this, though. It's not really. My internet's laggy. Down to 392. Fake out. Back over 4. Back down to 394. UQM. Okay, so I'm out of UTSI. I'm starting to get a little worried just because my computer's laggy. So we'll see what happens, but I'm out of that one. EKSO pushed over and broke that high of the day. Looks like U stock is finally back though, which is good. ANY. Yeah, ANY is pushing up. OPHC up to 736. $735. OPHC up to 738. Broke the high of day. ACST. Yeah, it looks to be holding at 250. Possible reversal here on ACST. Yeah, limited liquidity on U stock. Don't want to mess with it since that. And the signal's gone again on U stock, so not my favorite. It's definitely some weirdness going on this morning. Yeah, there goes NOK. Somebody brought that one up this morning. NOK. I mean, it's at 504. It's not moving that much just because it's such a high floater. IPDN at 470 with some volume. This is weird. It's still not showing up. The ticker symbol is not showing up on U stock. Who knows what's going on with all this nonsense? Alright, so there goes EKSO. OPHC at 750. EKSO right at $3. Watching EKSO here for the $3 break. Up to 304, 305. We'll see if it gets rejected here. That's what I'm worried about. Up to 308. Up to 309. IPDN trying to break 5 as well. MBOT. MBOT trying to break. Trying to have a little push here on MBOT. We'll see. EKSO down under $3. Wait to see if it holds this previous support as resistance, and then I'm going to get out if it doesn't. Reverse, see if it holds that previous resistance as support. ARTW at 305 now. 310 ARTW, guys. And MBOT. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of this one. Well, after all the nonsense and lag, not the best day for me. Watching ARTW though. All the way back down to 209. Or 290. CIG. Up to 217 now. High float stock, obviously a high floater stock. SRRA at 252 now. LUNA at 206. ANY at $3. We'll see if the volume picks up. LEDS. Yeah, it's trying again. Nice job, Andre. ACST back down to 220s. RELY. Yeah, it's slowly creeping up. I mean, that's a big pullback, but it's a nice, nice push this morning. See if I can even trade this one on new stock. Yeah, I can trade it. I'm watching LUNA here to see if it gets a volume spike. SNMX. SNMX up to 155. I like this one. A little bit of a gap up. Not a huge gap up, but some nonetheless. Volume's coming down on LUNA. SRAX at 360. Tough day to trade today, honestly. SNMX at 150, LUNA at 205, SRAX 360. Previous highs of the day is at 365, kind of a double top there, we'll see. EKSO kind of pushing back up here. WSTL at 420 right now. Looking for a volume surge in it. There goes SRAX up to 367, 373, SRAX 370. Back down to 366, which is right around where that previous high was. Up to 369, RELY kind of pushing here. Up to 43 cents again. RELY is making that try. Got my hand on it ready in case it makes that push over 46 cents. May get rejected at 50 cents though. That's the biggest thing I'm worried about. Got in a little bit late. We'll see if it rejects here. All right, it's up to 46 cents now. We'll see if it keeps going here with the flag pattern. RELY sitting right at the high of the day. Back down to 44. There he goes, up to 46 now, 46 even. I mean, it's trying, but I don't know if it's going to make it. The volume's just not there with this one. Needs more volume. Yeah, back down to 44. I mean, it's right back up there, but it just doesn't have the volume, I don't think, to really break it clean and go. I hope I'm wrong, but OPHC, guys, up to 810, and now it was finally halted. See, I thought it would make it halted a little bit earlier than that, but it made it all the way up to 810 before it was halted. Here goes RELY, up to about 47 cents. Up to 49 cents. There we go. May get rejected at that 50-cent level. We'll see. I hope it breaks clean and starts to run. But a lot of times they'll get rejected at this $half area. I have a little bit of wiggle room though to let it work in case it doesn't. Alright, so SRAX creeping back up towards that high of the day. It's at 370 now. Just broke the high of day on SRAX. Got pushed right back down. Back down to 47. RIOT. Check out RIOT, guys. Look at it, all the way up to 860s. 862. Reached a high of about 870. It's testing it now, though. Up to 874. RIOT. Up to 876. AQMS starting to push up a little bit. It's at 356 now. We'll see if it follows through here. I mean, RELY is trying that 50-cent level, but it's going to be tough for it to break. It's usually tough for it to break those $half areas, especially with the stock this cheap. It's going to be the biggest resistance. You can see the level 2 is just stacked with sellers. SIFY. All right, so still holding RELY. I have a stop set at around 44 cents. Let's see if we can make this push. It's always going to have trouble getting over that $0.50, but we'll see. RIOT. What a crazy push on OPHC. Yeah, there goes RIOT up to 880. Yeah, Andre, check with Ustock. I know they refunded people the last time they had that glitch, and so I'm gonna see if they'll refund me my little $5 just to see, you know. I'd really like them to, even if it's just $5. I mean, might as well. But yeah, LEDS at 629. I mean, we'll see if it flags here, breaks over the 650 level. That's where I'm really interested in it at. There we go. RELY broke over the $0.50 up to 52 cents. 55.5 cents. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and get out here for a $6 gain, $5 gain. Alright, so that one ended up working out for me, I guess. I'm down about $5 or $6 now on the day, so not too bad. But yeah, there goes RELY breaking over the $0.50. I'm not too confident it will stay over it, so that's why I got out, but we'll see. Big pullback on RIOT. Check out RELY, guys. It had a really big volume spike. I mean, it's up to 53 now, which is the high of the day. I'm going to still watch it, maybe jump back in it if it starts to keep going. A little bit too late, I guess, but up to 55. Missed out on a little bit of profits, but I can't have FOMO here just because I made a little bit of money on it. When's OPHC going to resume? It's been resumed. It's been halted for a while now, hasn't it? EKSO kind of creeping back up here. Yeah, I definitely missed out on some profits on RELY. It's at 57 now. I would have made about $10 on it. Usually Ustock fills you at a decent spots. I mean, it's all about the level 2. What I've noticed is they usually fill you on the bid. So, you know, it's usually or on the ask if you buy and on the bid if you sell. So about a penny under that. I probably made $4.50 from that trade, I'm guessing. Usually they're not too bad. I have to wait. They email you your trade confirmation, and so usually after reviewing it, they're not bad fills. It's just all about the spread. You have to look at the spread on it. The spread on this one is a little bit under 1 cent, and so, but a lot of times they'll fill you in between that as well, so the fills aren't too bad. EKSO pushing back up, trying to test 3. Back up to 296. I got caught in the rejection of this one last time, so I'm going to be careful with it, but SRAX still. Yeah, SRAX up to 377 now, high of 383. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think OPHC, they're probably investigating it, is my guess. Oh, there it goes. Right on cue. OPHC gapping up to 888. See if it fills some of this gap, which has been happening a lot lately. So you see it gapped up to 880s. It was halted at about 817. We'll see if it fills that gap now. It's at 821. There it goes. Filled the gap down. That has been happening so much lately. If I could short, that would be a nice short. Because I basically just called out that it was going to do that just because it's been happening so much. Every time a stock gets halted, I mean, a lot of it is just from people taking profits, and it's halted on the way down. So I saw this happen a ton last week. Stocks would get halted on the way up. They would gap up a significant amount. And then when they're resumed, they completely fill that entire gap up and they start to wash out, and then they get halted on the way down. And so that's why I'm not trading any of these crazy movers like OPHC or even XNET, just because I don't want to get halted and then have, a huge loss getting stopped on the way down. It's been happening a lot lately. These last few days in the market, this has happened over and over and over again. This exact same thing. It gaps up nicely after the halt, and then it completely fills the gap on the way down, and then gets halted again on the way down. GROW, sorry. GROW at 278. AMCN kind of waking up a little bit. At 217. Alright, so GROW up to 82 cents. Up to 288. Missed the push. Almost got in. Just slightly missed it. Back down to 280. Man, completely failed that big push. Glad I missed it. RELY is trying to hold over this $0.50 now. FLL. Alright, OT pushing up towards the high of the day at 880 now. But man, look at that fake out on GROW. Tough market these days, honestly. RIOT finally pushing over. Up to 884. Pushing up to 887. RIOT, guys. Up to 889. Up to 890. Up to 894. RIOT. INOD kind of having to push. Very small range stock, but it's pushing up nevertheless. INOP over $1. Can't trade it on INOD. Oh, I can trade it. Up to 105 now. Let's look at the daily. Looks like a higher float stock, but trying to reverse maybe. All right, so RIOT up to 912. WPCS making a push up to 174. But man, look at RIOT all the way up over 9. Really obvious flag pattern on that one. Alright, so WPCS up to 177, where that previous high of Friday was. WPCS. Up to 177 again. There it goes, it just broke it. Alright, so I'm in WPCS with 50 shares here. Up to 183. There we go. 185. Back down to 180. Starting to wake up a little bit, WPCS. Back down to 179. Crazy movement. Up to 182, 180. Back up to 183. Back down to 180. We'll see what this one does. It's struggling here. Back down to 178. Kind of a fake out here, breaking over that previous high. Back up to 182. It's trying. It's a little sketchy though. Alright, OT came all the way back down under 9. WPCS back up to 182. My son's yelling at me right now. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to set a stop loss at 170 just to be safe. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Doesn't look like WPCS is doing much. May have just been a fake out here. I'll let it run a little while, but not doing too much. INOD trying to flag a little bit here. Looks like a higher float stock though. CARV at 419. We'll see what this one does. OPHC is back apparently. Up to 889 or 890. 909, OPHC up to 920. Crazy move up from 427 to 927. RELY pushing up again as well. RELY is at the high of the day, right around the high of the day. And RIOT is pushing over 9 again. At 906 now. $9.14. Crazy push. There goes INOD. Up to 107. And RELY at the high of the day. Back down to 51. Double top on RELY. A little nervous about it. Man, my kids are up there yelling at each other. Alright, so I'm probably going to get out of WPCS here for a small loss. It doesn't look like it's going to reverse here. And I might as well get out before it drops bigger. For a very small loss. Right before the push up. We'll see if it comes back here, but There we go. There's a push on RELY I was looking for. We'll see if it runs up. Under the bid. Which bid? On Thinkorswim or on Ustock? Here, I'm guessing. It just shows this is how many shares they're buying. So the bid is 2,000 shares and the offer is 500 right now. All right, so RELY dropped all the way down to 58. See if it makes it over 60 cents. Up to 60, over 60. Got pushed right back down to 58. This one doesn't look as clean as when it broke over 50, so I'm a little skeptical of it. LEDS. Yeah, it's down to 632. It just pushed up too high and then gave too much of that big push back, in my opinion, you know. And so we'll see, but didn't follow through enough. But yeah, I mean, Farts is a pretty decent trader. He's had a few good call outs. So who knows? He may see something we don't. It could rebound here. It came all the way back down to 650, so we'll see. Set a stop loss at 54 cents for RELY. Yeah, I don't like this one as much. It didn't follow through like it did when it broke over $0.50. So, didn't follow through enough. RELY is trying 60 cents again. Back down to 58. Yeah, it's struggling to get over it this time. There goes the bounce back on WPCS. Up to 176. NXTD. NXTD at 142 now. See if the volume comes up in NXTD. SQBG. XQBG had a big push up to 180 now, guys. CARV up to 447. CARV. ECR. Sitting right above that, right at that high of the day of Friday. A lot of people on the level 2 on RELY, a lot of sellers. Yeah, down to 30.56. I'm out. So like $1.50 loss. It just didn't do what I wanted it to. Never followed through here. Down about $9 on the day, I think. Tough day. Especially with all that weirdness on Ustock. Maybe they'll refund me that $4 loss I took whenever it lagged out. FSNN pushing over 3, coming back down, holding it as support. FSNN's a former runner. Watching SQBG for a 1-minute pullback here. Yeah, CARV's trying here. That's limited liquidity on Ustock. FSNN down to $3. DRNA pushing up, testing that high of the day at 1024. There goes SQBG, although this one doesn't have the biggest range. Maybe jump in with a small share size just to see if it will work. See if it wakes up some here. I'm going to try to give it a little bit more time. And if you like the more expensive ones, check out XNET. Pushing back up over 18. There goes SQBG. Got in a little bit late. Like the pattern, but it's probably a little bit too late. I'll give it a shot with 50 shares, but probably a little bit too late here. No fill. I'm guessing it's about to be labeled limited liquidity on U stock, since it just doesn't want to fill me. CRAV up to 519. And now it's not limited. Volume's starting to push up with it though. CARV up to 524. CARV up to 526. XNET up to 1842. XNET breaking over the high of day at 1833. XXII guys pushing up here. Up to 232. 1 minute pullback. Missed it here though, but it's pushing up nevertheless. XNET up to 1850. Up to 1857 for XNET. I'm going to wait. If XXII gets up to 234, I'm going to jump in here with 100 shares on XXII if it gets up to 234. It needs to break the high of the day at 233 first before I consider it. GROW back up to 304. GROW. See if we can actually follow through. It's at the high of the day now. And that's why I wanted to wait for XXII to break the high of the day. BBOX. Not moving enough. Big volume spike, but no follow through. Back down to under $3. Yeah, everything's kind of starting to slow down a little bit. Yeah, everything's starting to slow down a little bit. I may end the stream here sometime soon and just come back for Power Hour. If you guys want to see the Power Hour stream again today, let me know in the comments of this or in the chat. And everybody like this video if you haven't already and you appreciate this content, me day trading my small account at the open. Make sure you hit that like button on this stream now. We definitely appreciate the support. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I day trade live every single morning starting at 8:45 a.m. I go over what's moving and then trade my small account live on Ustock. So make sure you hit that subscribe button now if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that like button now if you want to help support us and appreciate this content. Kind of a tricky day in the market. Kind of watching XXII here to see if it flags. CPSH. No, it's not pushing up enough. CARV got halted on the way down. Pretty sketchy. But yeah, guys, low volume. I'm going to go ahead and shut the stream down now. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button on the stream if you want to do your most to help support us. And I'm going to be doing a Power Hour stream today starting at 3:30 market time. So make sure you come check that out if you want to see me go over swing trades and stuff like that. Good luck if you get into anything else in between here and now, there and now. So good luck, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys at the Power Hour stream if you do decide to join us.